What up, Ninja?
I don't know what to think about this virus. Started in China, now everybody in America's hiding. There's no groceries cause people start to panic and buy it. The shelves are empty, the ones with plenty already stockpiling. Y'all making memes, think it's funny? Wait a week till the riots. Wait a month till the only way to eat is be violent. It's not the sickness that's scary, it's all the people who wildin'. The government lying, they trying to keep us calm through the sirens. You know it's for real. And all the pharmaceutical giants don't have a cure that they can sell you, so now everyone's dying. There's no vaccines or medication made that can fight it. I guess it's time to pray to God we can't rely on the science. And everyone around me in a mask and some gloves. The stock market crashed and the bank's about to bust. Tell us sanitize our hands, this will pass. It's a bug, stay inside, you'll be fine till we're trapped there for months. It's a ghost town, we're in this together. They're closing all the stores down, we're heading for shelter. It's a war now, they'll always remember. We're locking all our doors down, we're sticking together. This a pandemic, but we don't listen to the news cause they lied to us for years, so how we know that this the truth? And most of us are young enough to think that we're immune, so we just pass it on to people who won't survive it like you. It's either worse than they're telling us or it's nothing at all. But the school's shut down, a ghost town in the mall. They gon' quarantine the city, block the road out of Dodge, then tell us leaving our homes is actually breaking the law. This is just the beginning, you know it's gotta get worse. If the doctors get sick, the hospitals won't work. The conspiracy theories all sound like facts, that's for sure, but the fact is we're trapped on this planet called Earth. And the bleach gone, the bread gone, the water sold out, the meat gone, the milk gone, the pasta sold out. Don't leave anything for anyone, you hoard it for yourself. You'd rather tell them go to hell than be a man and go and help. It's a ghost town, we're in this together. They're closing all the stores down, we're heading for shelter. It's a war now, they'll always remember. We're locking all our doors down, we're sticking together. We're hoping for the best, but we're preparing for the worst. There's one thing we're not scared of, is hard work. We're up against an enemy that doesn't have a face. There's no bombs we can drop, there's nowhere we can aim. There's no soldiers to stop with a tank at the gates. There's no cure that we've got or a pill we can take. There's no food, it's been bought. The truth is we're afraid. We sit inside our rooms and we pray. It's a ghost town, we're in this together. They're closing all the stores down, we're heading for shelter. It's a war now, they'll always remember. We're locking all our doors down, we're sticking together.
It's a ghost town. Nobody's here. But we're over here. No, we're not over here. We're over here. Dang. I have to get used to this stuff. What is poppin', everybody? Your favorite ninja is back up in the building. Set to be K1. We are live. It's Monday. It is freaking Monday. I do not have a lot of the stuff that I need prepared. I am late. No, it is not Pokemon. You see, I am not prepared for this stream as much as I'd like to be right now. Let me change my let's change that really quick. What is up? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Rude Boy, what's poppin', Ninja? Kevin Ninja Jones, what's up? David, what's up? Tell me if that that got fixed. So it's Monday. It's our day to freaking get serious. All right. Some shit happened last night, and we're gonna talk about that. We're also going to talk about the updates that everybody's hearing and shit. I've been not giving too many updates the last couple of days because it's sad. It definitely is sad. And I have been struggling to keep a calm and cool, collected head about it, even though this mohawk is cool as fuck. So yeah. Can I jump in one? Yeah, David, you could definitely jump in one. Master, what's going on? Good evening. Welcome to the people on YouTube, to the people on Twitch. Thank you guys for tuning in. So today it is day 53 for me, at least, in New York State lockdown. There's some signs of life going around, which also scares me because I see stores opening up again. The lockdown is going to be over soon, but that's what we're going to discuss here today. A lot of people are agreeing and disagreeing with the lockdown. Some states are reopening. Some states are doing things that people feel like are going to make this situation worse, and especially in certain areas where they haven't had such a massive impact yet. I feel like there's much more we have to learn before we start thinking that everything is just going to be okay. So, shout out to everybody in the building. Kevin, what's up? Fucking David, Penguinator, Master, welcome. Kelly Anderson, what is going on? Welcome. Let me pull chat. Actually, we're going to leave chat that size. But what we're going to do is we're going to pull chat behind it so it doesn't cover that. Okay. So, as you guys know, I want to start with a big concern of mine. I'm joined with a few of my fellow ninjas. We got Falcon in the building. We got our boy Bill Took a Hit up in the building, Mr. Dwayne, and we got our boy Up in Smoke in the building. Welcome, gentlemen. Thank you for joining me on this fine Monday evening to talk serious business with your boy Sets BK1.
What up?
So, first and foremost, before we get started with all the details and the bullshit, how's everybody?
Day by day,
Tired.
day by day.
Day by day. That tells me that it's a struggle. That tells me that you're losing motivation, Smoke. What we need to get you to get some motivation. I need that as well, but I get that from y'all. So tell me what I need to do, bro. You want me to dance in my freaking Iron Man helmet? Come here. Do you see this?
No, it's just everything coming to a head. If that makes sense.
Listen, if everything's coming to a head, I got the helmet that you need, all right? You see? See that helmet? See? Look, it'll protect your head. It's like messing up my background overlays and shit. Nah, but I do understand that it's a struggle for everybody, and it's not the same. Everybody's struggling with different things. I know you have a sensitive and sore subject about yesterday, and I don't know if you heard my message to you yesterday when I was talking, when I was telling everybody to make sure they did something nice. For you especially, man, it's a silver lining. On one hand, it's a sad thing, but on the other hand, you always have to look at that silver lining. It's your choice. It's your choice to choose to focus on the bad or choose to look at the good. And both sides, just like yin and yang, it's always like that. There's always going to be both sides to it. It just depends on what side you let affect you more, the good or the bad. So you can celebrate that life, think about good memories, and not make it to the point where it makes you sad. Put that in your mind that these memories make me happy. You know what I mean? Because there's nothing we can change about that now. There's a lot of stuff that I wish we can change around the world right now, but we can't. And if we try to control that, that's where we lose our mind. You know what I mean? So I feel for you, man. Yesterday was definitely tough, but we're all here for you. I know it's not the same, but as much as you can, try to keep your head up and look at the positive sides of things. If we always focus on the negative, we're only going to see bad stuff. And there's already enough bad stuff in the world. We don't really need to focus on it, Bad stuff is everywhere. What we really do need to focus on is the good stuff, because the good stuff is small. It happens little places here, little things there. This person did something nice for someone. It's the little things we have to learn to appreciate around us. And especially in these times where everybody's, we're living through a period in history where people are getting to just chill, just relax, take a breather. This is a period where people really don't get. We get to see how quickly we get caught up in routine and day-to-day functions, and how quickly the days go by when we're in that routine. And now that it's all stopped, it feels like the world's in slow motion right now. Because we're not stuck in that daily grind. We're not going out every day. I only got 6 hours to do this, and then 3 hours to do that. And then we have all the time in the world right now. So that's one good way to look at it. We can spend this time bonding with each other, you know, being humans, talking, checking out, you know, what's going on instead of the usual, hey, how you doing, bro? What's up? I'm good. All right, cool. Talk to you later. You know, we can get deeper than that. And that's really my main goal for these podcasts, especially because we have current events, and especially with the virus going and new stuff happening. I think it's important that we all talk about this and just hang. You know, don't get lost in the daily, just ignore stuff, but actually have a healthy discussion about it. A rude boy, my ninja. So, I don't know if you guys can. I'm gonna put the Zoom on mute really quick, and I want you guys to watch the clip that I'm gonna play because they this is the very, very, very important topic that I wanted to discuss. There's a new form of virus that's been affecting children, and mainly, you know, young babies to like 13 to 17. And it's not showing itself as a respiratory illness. It's showing up as like an it's not COVID related, but it's like an inflammatory type thing. And it's brand new, and they're studying it, and New York is the basis of these cases. Nobody in the world has seen this. And we're releasing information as quick as we can to tell other states about it so they can be prepared. But they've been very lenient. They've been very careful on what to release because of privacy issues. So there was a doctor that got asked a few questions yesterday about it. I'm going to play that clip. We'll go through today's updates. And then if anybody has anything they want to talk about, I think it's good that we go through some mental states. I'm not in a good mental state right now. I think that's going to be a healthy choice. I can share with y'all what I've been going through. Hopefully you guys can relate. Smoke, you know, you want to open up, you got the floor. Dwayne, Bakken, anybody that wants to join in on the Zoom, the whole group, everybody has the invite. If you guys are up in chat, if you're not a troll, I will send you a link to the invite. Insane, no, you did not miss anything important. I tried to join but couldn't figure it out. It's all good. Antonio, welcome. All right, so I'm gonna play this clip really quick. This is from yesterday's update, and I felt it was very, very, very important. So instead of talking about it, let's listen. I'm gonna just throw the chat up on mute real quick. There we go, mute. Yes. All right.
Actually, it presumed the system, yes, a hospital could have, or initially a.
No, I guess my point is, optically, if you've used the metaphor of dry grass, right? So optically.
So you have to treat that person without infecting other people. That's what you're doing in a hospital system.
I'm just going to give you a quick rundown. This is the reporters asking them questions.
No one knew about it. Nobody was watching for it. You know, it's the same story of this virus from day one. The virus has been ahead of us every step of the way. And we've been playing catch up every step of the way. It was ahead of us when it was coming here from Europe, and nobody told us. And now we thought that it wasn't affecting children, and now we find out it may be affecting children. That's why we're notifying all the other states. We've notified the CDC. We're watching it for the CDC. The CDC will communicate. But nobody knows that it wasn't here and just not diagnosed because it doesn't
start back
ahead of
here.
us every step of the way. This is, you want to talk about Mother's Day. This is charged to you.
On another issue, on the issue of these Kawasaki-like deaths,
They're calling this virus it's like a Kawasaki type illness. There's supposedly an illness that is out there that's called like the Kawasaki illness. This is what they're referring to, and New York State has been having the first cases of this going on related to the COVID outbreak. So this is apparently the second wave, which is only affecting younger generation. This is the kids virus, okay? So when in the beginning they were saying young people can't get it, only old people can get affected, this is a mutation of some sort that they're not even sure. It resembles Kawasaki virus or whatever it is. I'm not a doctor. I don't know the complete medical term for it, but it resembles that is what they're saying. So this is a brand new medical case that's going on in New York, which they're doing research for the CDC. Like CDC doesn't even know about this stuff yet. We're the test bunnies right now, and this is really what affected me last night. Besides what had happened on stream, I watched this after because I started watching the updates at night instead of the morning to not let it affect my day. I couldn't sleep after that. It wasn't the thing that happened on stream. I couldn't sleep after this. So we're gonna play the rest of this clip. Let's discuss some things, and then we'll go into today's updates.
Can we get any more details on the victims themselves? I mean, obviously this must be deeply upsetting and deeply concerning to parents. Do we have ages? Do we have regions? Do we have pre-existing
Question
conditions?
is what we can give you without violating the health law, and I'll ask Dr. Zucker, but you're right. And the reason why we are spending so much attention to it, taking so much time on it, yeah, this is, you want to talk about Mother's Day. This is every mother's nightmare. This is every parent's nightmare. No one knew about it. Nobody was watching for it. You know, it's the same story of this virus from day one. The virus has been ahead of us every step of the way. And we've been playing catch up every step of the way. It was ahead of us when it was coming here from Europe and nobody told us. And now we thought that it wasn't affecting children, and now we find out it may be affecting children. That's why we're notifying all the other states. We've notified the CDC. We're watching it for the CDC. The CDC will communicate. But nobody knows that it wasn't here and just not diagnosed because it doesn't look like a COVID case. But Howard, is there anything else we can say?
So, as the governor mentioned, there are 85 children that we're evaluating. I have a team of over 30, around 30 to 40 people who are looking at the charts of all of those patients to assess exactly what has happened to them. We do know about the ages of those who have died, as the governor mentioned. Two were in the elementary school age, and one was an adolescent in 3 different counties. We'll have more information. I'm always careful about what I share because of the privacy issues, as the governor mentioned. We are evaluating those charts. As a pediatric cardiologist myself, I personally have looked over the chart of the child that died, the 5-year-old that we spoke about, and the other 2 I will look over as well as other charts there. This is something which, as the governor mentioned, we weren't looking for this because these children did not present with respiratory illnesses. So all of a sudden we hear about children with cardiac problems, inflammation of their blood vessels. We try to figure out what is happening here. So the CDC has sent people up as well. We have a whole team investigating all these charts, and we're going to get to the bottom of it, come up with what are the criteria, and provide that to the rest of the states in the United States.
Conditions, or were these healthy children that died?
Well, like I said, there are 85 charts, and we're looking through those. The other ones right now know the 3 that had died did not, that we've heard about. But this is why we need to investigate all of this, and this is why we have over 30 people looking at those charts.
Just one more. Is there anything you can say to parents? I mean, the symptoms of this appear to be somewhat commonplace: swollen extremities, swollen tongue, rashes.
Right.
How do you differentiate kind of a common fever or something like that from something more serious?
Right, and this is very heartbreaking because it's kids, and obviously we worry about children who have vague symptoms. They present with nausea, vomiting. But I think what I would tell parents, if I was wearing my other hat, I would tell parents that if your child has any nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, pallor, your color of your face changing, the color of their lips and fingers, if they have any chest pains, if they're older and they can complain about that, they should call their doctor and they need to be evaluated. I think that once we look at these 85 charts and we get more information, we'll have more answers for you about this. But right now, the most important thing parents should do is err on the side of caution.
Yeah, but
So I'm gonna pause that there. As you guys heard in the statements that they were making, there are 85 cases, 85 children that are affected by this new form, undiscovered illness. And 3 of them, out of those 3 of the 85, there was a 5-year-old who passed away. You know, my heart goes out to the family that had to go through that grief. And there is also 2 others that their ages haven't been disclosed, but one was an infant. It's definitely a sad thing to witness and watch as these people scramble to figure out what's going on. Like daily when I watch these updates, I feel like I'm in a movie, and you know, we're getting to that plot. We're getting to that plot point of just, I don't know. It's scary. This new Kawasaki thing definitely has an effect on parents. Parents are worried about their kids, and like the doctor said at the end, if your kid is, you know, ill, doesn't feel well, the guidelines that they're saying is if your child is old enough to complain about having chest pains, if they lose color in their face, their hands, or their lips, nausea, anything like that, if you want to err on the side of caution, you make a doctor's appointment for your child and you have them tested and screened, you know, and just try to stay ahead of it. This is something new that's developing, and it just started not too long ago. So there's no way in hell we could possibly know how to get out of this situation without further research, further doctors handling this head on. But until that is actually figured out, this is the period of uncertainty. This is the time where you really don't know what's going to happen at the end of the day. You really don't. So it's very scary to me to see these updates being given every single day and answers not given. Updates, yeah, but answers haven't been being given. As far as parents are concerned, I'm not sure how many people that we have up in chat that are parents, but I'm pretty sure that a few parents, yeah, give me your parent perspective. Have you known about this? Did you even hear about this yet?
This is the first time I've ever heard about it.
Me too.
You know, and it's brand new in New York. You're close to New York, right? You're in New York, Wayne, right?
Yes, I'm in central New York, Syracuse.
So this really has an effect on home state people more than anything, because we haven't seen any cases outside of New York yet. But children are starting to become casualties in this little war that we're having with this virus. And that kept me up last night. That kept me up worrying about my cousins. That kept me up worrying about my aunt with her 3 little kids. She's a nurse. She's constantly exposed. Just a lot of doubt and uncertainty.
Well,
I definitely
kind of
didn't
makes
sit
me
well.
worried about my stepkids too, because they go over to their dad's house on the weekends. And not going into too much detail with that whole entire situation, but things aren't as monitored and or done properly as they are here. Let's just put it that way.
Of course, you definitely deserve to want the best type of safety for your children, especially if they're not going to be in your care, you know? Are you able to at least have a conversation with these people to express those concerns, and hopefully they'll accommodate or address?
But sometimes most of it goes in one ear and out the other.
We all got people like that in our lives, don't we?
It tends to make things extremely complicated.
Yeah, it definitely does. It's a struggle when you don't have full control, especially a parent. Oh, it says waiting for host to let me join. We got some peoples up in here. Momo, Jacob, what is up? Hi, Momo. We got the boys up in the building. Jacob, what is up? That's a crazy ass beard you got there. What's up, bro? Hi, Momo. How you doing?
Hi.
What's up, peoples? So did you guys check out the last clip that I just showed about the children being affected by this? What's your input, Scout? Because I know you have a child with already needs that address your concerns, and you're always concerned about that on just an everyday level. Now with this being brought You know, this is another concern you have to pile on top of that.
Yeah, so he's got my older son has autism and epilepsy already, and I don't know too much about this new virus or whatever, but I'm not the type of person that gets all I guess paranoid about things that I can't control anyway.
Yeah.
So do I want something to happen to any child? Absolutely not. But there's nothing I can do about it. I just have to take it head on when it happens, I guess, you know. I don't know.
It's
For lack
this,
of better words, roll with the punches.
yeah, roll with the punches, but do you have to roll with the punches and not be prepared? Know what I'm saying?
But how do you be prepared?
Mentally. The only way we can be prepared right now is mentally. There's no physical way to be prepared for any of this stuff, but mentally, it's managing expectations of the situation. That's how we could stay prepared. What's my expectation? Am I, oh, the state's opening up. Cool. Next week, I'm going to go get a haircut and go to the beach. Nope. No. Because that's not realistic to me. Like, I went outside today to go get coffee, and this wedding dress shop that's been closed for a long time had its doors open. And I looked in and I said, Miss, are you reopening? And she was like, no, but the state's going to reopen soon, so we're just getting things ready. Like, why do you need to open up a wedding gown spot? Like, I get it. People want to get married and stuff and all this other stuff, but there's so much necessity rather than want. Why is everybody focusing on the want rather than the necessity? You know, these protests,
because people are selfish.
the gatherings are only going to cause the spread to get worse. You know, they had one gathering like 2 weeks ago and 40 people in that gathering got infected. It's proof right there. You know, people want to protest and go out. I see coronavirus is a lie on signs, but the person is in a full hazmat suit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes no sense to me why people want to be ignorant in this time, especially this time where it's affecting most of us. It's not just the older people anymore. We learned that. It's not older people. There's 21-year-olds dying. There's 17-year-olds dying, literally, you know? And now there's children being affected. So every generation is affected by this. And then we still got people saying, oh, we got to open up the country, though. I heard Trump the other night. Did anybody see Trump say his comments on opening the country? It's gonna get worse. Maybe some situations gonna get really bad, but we can't keep our country closed forever. So like what? So he knows for a fact people are gonna die. I think at this point,
Yep.
I think at this point, what they did was, you know how they said, all right, shut it down. It's got bad, shut it down. All right, we shut it down for a while. The economy really can't recover unless we reopen. We were going to ride this out in the beginning. We did enough. I feel like that's what they're saying to themselves. We did enough. Now let's ride it out. Now let's let them reopen. You know, we could say we did what we could. And then certain situations, we're just going to put out the hot spots. I don't see that as being very effective when it comes to protecting us.
No, it's everybody fend for yourself.
That's what I feel like. I feel like they're just going to leave.
Well, what would the alternative be other than everybody taking precautions? The bars need to be open. I don't think so. Do all these places need to be open? I think some places maybe could open, but if we keep everything closed, we're screwed either way.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I read a thing. It says, if masks work, why do businesses need to be closed? And if they don't work, why are we forced to wear them? So it's kind of like, which one is?
Me too.
So the mask thing was never confirmed. Hold on, Momo, you're muted for some reason. I think. Did you mute yourself? I saw you talking.
I had to mute myself. My mom just came home.
Oh, okay. All right. So I think the whole misconception with this mask thing is nobody's ever said that the masks actually work.
Yeah.
The point that they wanted us to wear masks was, you know how in the beginning everybody bought the N95s and now the healthcare workers were fucked. So they said, listen, if you want to buy a mask, put on, look, I got my bandana. I walk around with this now. So when I go to, if I'm walking around, I go to the store, slip it up because they're not letting me in without it. But they only said that this protects from, like, let's say, you know, you've talked to those fucking sloppy people that spit when they talk, or like fucking, there's always some shit coming out of their mouth or whatever. And even not, if you blow on a glass, that fog is droplets. So all they're saying is this could stop some of those droplets from affecting other people. So it's just it's an extra band-aid on a wound that won't heal. You know what I mean? It's just, I'd feel mentally safer if I'm passing you, if you have a mask on and I have a mask on. Some lady bumped into me the other day in the store, like walked right by me. And I was like, yo, I'm literally taking a broomstick from now on to the store with me. I'm dead serious. I'm gonna walk like that dude from Walking Dead. I'm gonna have my broomstick. And if somebody gets close, I'm just gonna poke them and push them back. This is 6 feet. Let me show you. This is 6 feet because whether you respect it or not, I have to come home to my mom. And that scares me. My brother came here the other day, yesterday. My brother came here to cook Mother's Day dinner. I spent 4 minutes with them because my brother's been taking care of a building with 6 families, wiping the stairways, doing everything he can. I don't even feel safe hanging out with him. My boy came earlier today. He came in front of my house, and I'm telling him I wanted to show him something on my phone, but I'm looking like this. I'm like, yo, back up, like try to look this way, because it's just, I'm so scared about my mom being affected by this. That's the paranoia that I'm being driven to deal with every day.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You know, like I've been staying away. My parents are, I'm 41, so they got to be at least, I think they're 73. But I think that when it's made mandatory to do things like mandatory to wear a mask, that's like telling me, that's like making it mandatory to wear a seatbelt. You don't pay my bills. You don't run my life. If I want to take that ticket, I'll take that ticket. So until they can prove, in my opinion, until they can prove that something is helping, or if it's just they don't know, they have no idea, like you said a second ago, they don't know that it works or not, then don't make it a mandatory thing, because it is a mandatory thing in some part. And now they're talking about getting little either cards or chips saying that you have been cleared of it. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
That whole card and chip shit is another invasion of our privacy and lives, and just
absolutely
whole nother. See, but that's what they did with 9/11. Look, they threw this in front of our face. They threw the buildings, terrorism, 9/11, and then behind that, the shit that went on with the Patriot Act and all the bullshit laws that they passed to protect Americans, and now it actually violates our rights more than anybody's in the world. You know, Alexa fucking listens to me randomly. You know, there's a lot of shit that they, you know, that number one thing that I'm concerned about is the tracing and tracking with your phone.
Yep.
Everybody has a smartphone. They're gonna trace and track people. If your phone came close to my phone, just randomly, now I'm associated with your tracing and tracking. That's not fair. I don't think that's fair. You know, that they're gonna learn where we move, what time we move, what time we go get coffee. You know, little things like that. That's, you may not see the bigger picture. A lot of people may say, "Oh, what do you care? What do you have to hide?" But the bigger picture later on is they utilize that information to their benefit, and we get trained, or I don't know what the word is, you know, over years of time, this shit gets, you know, implemented as normal.
Well, we're conditioned to accept
Yes,
the
conditioned.
normal everyday, you know, function.
We're 100% conditioned, and I feel like this is gonna make a new like
Norm.
yeah, like a new problem. Now do you see why I say mask and being protective, especially during the non-summer months for the rest of my life and kids is what I'm gonna do? I do, Chazzy. Yo, Chazzy, there has I don't know if you watched the beginning, but there's a new like form of disease that resembles Kawasaki disease that's only affecting children, and it's in New York, and you know you're close, so I 100% agree with the choices that you're gonna make as a parent. Parents have the worst and hardest choices right now. If you're an individual, you know, you want to go and you want to risk your shit, go ahead. You ain't got nobody that lives in your household. Go ahead. Go
Like
do what you
playing the
do.
lottery.
You know?
I don't want to play that lottery, man.
Zara, much love, Zara. What's up, Crack Mode? J-Ho, welcome. Pookie2, what's up? So yeah, I'm not okay with the tracing and tracking. And they're gonna start telling us now, you know, that card thing, that chip thing, the vaccination, all that stuff is questionable. You know, these anti-vaccination people.
Mandatory to get an enhanced license.
What's an enhanced
Or an
license? Isn't that
enhanced
the one that
ID.
scans your eye?
Not that. I think it's the one that has the chip in it.
So real quick, if they start doing that chip, the little microchip, that microchip. So I'm not a big religious person or anything, but growing up, I did go to church and stuff, and I know some stuff. And that talking about the microchip is in the Bible. Now, if they put in a microchip into your hand or wherever they put it, and you have to use that to buy your groceries,
oh yeah,
to get your bills paid, to do all that stuff. I mean, that's pretty scary. That's pretty sketchy, and that's what
they want to go with a cashless society at some point.
Exactly, a one world currency, a one world everything. They're already trying to do that, and all of that is talked about in the Bible, and it's kind of scary.
Isn't that what they did in the Hunger Games, or what was it? How did they pay for their things?
It's a movie called Idiocracy that they used a bunch of hand chips.
Yeah, Idiocracy. What's up, dude, man? Welcome.
But I mean, but if you think about it, like they have cards right now that can, like they bump up next to your card and it automatically swipes the information. What would stop them from doing that with the microchip?
Well, they could do that right now with your credit cards. All your credit cards have a chip. What's up, dude, man?
They can, like, your card and it automatically swipes the information. What would stop them from doing that with the microchip?
Who's
They can do that right
Who's got a bad echo?
Yeah, who's watching the stream?
Dude, man.
They can, your card and it automatically swipes the information.
Dude, man, I think you have an echo. Can you shut the stream off? There we go. All right. Credit cards, chips. Don't they do that with the credit cards now anyway? Every credit card has a chip in it.
Yeah, you bump up right next to them, it takes the information and...
So what's the difference if they put your chip information in your newest credit card?
Because you can get a wallet like this that has a RFID blocker. So if they bump up against it, you put that scanner, the RFID blocker blocks it so they can't get any of my cards information.
They actually stole my credit card. They did that to me in Vegas.
Yeah.
When I was in Vegas, they bumped up against me, stole my ID, like the credit card information, and the next morning I woke up, my bank account was empty and I had no money, and I was still stuck there for like 4 days. I had to call my credit card company, I had to get wired money from my family, and just it was a shitty situation. But look at the security that has. Now think about it. They want to put chips in people. How fucking secure is that going to be? Your life gets hacked, you're done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, somebody shakes your hand.
You piss off the wrong person, all I gotta do is flip a switch. Bye.
Dude, have you guys seen what Elon Musk is doing with that whole putting that stuff in your head, man.
The Joe Rogan and Elon Musk thing, yeah.
Talk about hacking into somebody.
They want to take their consciousness and upload it into an AI.
That's insane what he's talking about, man.
Yeah.
Like, in 20 years, we're gonna be different humans, man. Like, it's
20
Listen,
years, you guys will be different.
I don't
probably
care. Give
sooner,
me cyborg arms, legs, whatever. Just leave my pee alone, okay?
but hey, he might be able to improve it, man.
Nah, we don't need improvement
Bionic
over here.
leg.
We don't need improvement. Trust me.
Say that when you're 70.
Say that when you're 70.
$6 million
Button. If they have a button that instantly injects Viagra, I'll be okay. All right. I'm pretty sure by then we'll have it. Momo's just sitting here like, why are these guys talking about it?
They don't want to disturb anybody.
All right. So, that was yesterday's briefing that we discussed. Today's briefing is right here. There is some new information about the CDC guidelines that I did want to go through. I don't want to go through the entire briefing because it is about 29 minutes before they start cutting to reporter questions. Now, what I do want to do is I just want to skip all the bullshit because the reporter questions is what really is the new information every day. Every day I've watched these updates like I have been doing. I've been giving you guys the facts and I only run down certain numbers and then my opinion. Those facts haven't changed much in every update. What has changed is, I see that whenever they're giving an update, they want to focus on what they want to tell us. And then when they're asked a question, they didn't want to say anything about that. And then they backpedal and then they point to this guy to answer or point to this guy to answer. That's where we get our real new information because these reporters have been sitting in those rooms for the past 51 days as well, hearing the same thing. Incubation down. New York is still on a decline. But what did they say? June 15th? Who knows about it? June 15th, right? When did they say that we were going to reopen? May 15th, in 5 days?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the same.
That's what says June 4th now.
4 days.
So in 4 days for New York, we're supposed to be reopening.
Not to mention the e-juice ban and exactly the flavored e-juice ban, 7 days.
So we're supposed to be reopening, but we just found out about a new virus that's killing kids.
I was just gonna say, what's how?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
God, yeah.
Literally just found out about a virus that resembles Kawasaki disease that's affecting children, but we're gonna reopen because our economy needs to.
We are so afraid of losing our economy over losing humans. Well, not us, but governments are so afraid of losing an economy over losing humans.
That's because you're replaceable. Somebody have a baby.
We're all the red shirts in Star Trek. Just think of it that way.
Yeah, we can be replaced. The workers, they even gave some shit to people who were going on unemployment. I heard somebody say a statement like, I understand people are in hard times right now, but there are places that hiring and not everybody should be filing for unemployment before they actually go look for a job. So you want people who, had a profession, a career, stop and go work at a fucking grocery store? That's what they're basically saying.
Unemployment though than they were when they were working.
What?
So why go back to work?
What'd you say?
I know of people that say they make more now than they were making when they were working.
Yep. Me?
Yeah, that's happening here.
That's so crazy.
Some
and
people,
they say that
I'm
they're
waiting
going
for
to
you.
ride it out as long as possible. There should be a limit.
You get
something.
They have
What's the
limited
limit
it.
to unemployment? Yeah.
an extra 600 plus you get 500 if you got kids.
Fucking back your mic up a little bit. I don't know, it's too powerful.
Felt like a thunderstorm going on in my head there for a minute.
Well, the unemployment thing is a tricky situation because on one hand, your job doesn't provide a safe environment. So you don't want to go to work.
Life isn't a safe environment.
Or you're like Dream, because they got Dream working 5 different shifts to cover the other people that aren't coming into work so they could save money and stay open. So they're fucking one of the workers, and he has to cover everybody else's shift and do 5 times the amount of work, but he gets paid not more. There's tons of unfair situations that are happening. But what are we at now? 33 million Americans on unemployment? And still filing. There's still millions of people who can't get through because, it's like that radio. It's like a radio contest.
just
You
got
call
through
up, it's
today.
busy. Call up, it's busy. You got to call that number like you're trying to win unemployment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, here we have a website, and the website literally sometimes I'm gonna wait for like 10 hours just to check in that I'm not working that week.
Mm-hmm.
Like you literally have to have the computer on. It's a little timer. You just wait
Shouldn't
until
they be
it's
getting? Shouldn't they be getting people to do those jobs? Like you were just talking about getting people to do grocery store. Why don't they get?
Oh, they said that we
phone
have
stuff like that?
1,000. Usually we
Fuck.
process a few thousand applications, and that's fine. But now we have 1,000 people processing applications for millions.
Yeah, exactly.
He said
it's still the same.
He
right.
said he upped the workforce from 300 to 1,000 to handle millions of cases.
That ain't gonna help.
Yet you got how many millions of people employed? Like you were just saying.
There's
How
some
about
lady
take,
who has
one
been
person
out.
for every person. Jesus.
There's
But
some lady.
it also
makes
isn't helping
sense.
the ones that can go back to work that just don't want to because they're making a little bit more money. Those are the ones that irritate me. If you're
True.
able-bodied, you can work, go back to work. If you're not, you might work in a factory with a couple people. My fiance works, and there's only like maybe 3-4 people at a time in a big. She's assistant manager for a big company, and they keep social distancing, all that. The store's not open. They do curbside stuff only. She could be sitting at home collecting more money on unemployment. It's the ones that, like, an old buddy of mine from years ago, he told me the other day that he's not working because he makes, I don't know exactly, he's making more than he was on unemployment. And that to me is crazy and lazy, that he would just rather stay home because he's making a little bit more money. Not because he's afraid of the virus, not because of anything else, other than he's just taking advantage of the system.
Well, if you're just purely taking advantage of the system, absolutely. I think that's a scumbag thing to do because like I said, there's this lady who can't get on to unemployment for the last 7 weeks.
Because
Feeding
of
her children, feeding, and she's literally cleared out all her savings.
Yeah.
Because they said that they're going to get reimbursed for all the weeks that they were unemployed or furloughed or whatever. But she still can't get through, and it's the last week that she has. So what does that family do at the end when one guy's collecting and saying, oh, fuck this virus, I'm making money off of it, and then the other one can't feed her children?
And that's the thing. It's because of the people like him that she's going through stuff like that.
Yeah. There's a
The
lot of
system
people.
is made for people like that can't take care of themselves, not people that can get their ass up and go to work.
There are some able-bodied people who always have been taking advantage of the system.
Yeah.
Always.
There's always people that do that.
But in this time, those people looked at that stimulus or whatever unemployment thing like, cha-ching, come up. That's my, I don't know. Thank God.
Downstairs.
I haven't spent any of my stimulus.
I on one hand, I'm happy that I'm receiving unemployment because when, let's just say, you remember when I lost my job in January?
Mm-hmm.
I got unemployment, but they approved me for $117 a week. $117. I cannot live off that.
No.
Now with this, they added $600 to that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually able. I just literally when I lost my job in January, I was living off 3 credit cards. Pay this credit card with that credit card, pay this credit card with that credit card, and then keep doing that. Now I'm okay. I paid off a little bit of my credit cards. I have a little bit of cash. We bought food, tons of supplies for the house. Like, my shit is secure now, thank God. But if I didn't get that, I'd be fucked. You know, we'd be looking for our next meal right now. My mom doesn't get too much money. You know, when she does, that's another issue. Me and, you know, everybody in your households. Have you guys been having trouble with them like me? If you're stuck in the house with, like, you know, certain people, have you been
Oh,
getting
yeah.
a little on edge with each other? You know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I definitely feel that with my mom recently. You know, I love her,
It happens. It happens.
but
I kind
this,
of get a break though. Like if I'm stuck inside, I'm stuck inside all the time, pretty much in a nutshell. My wife works. My break is when my wife goes to work. That's her break for me too. We, you know, kind of go at it here and there once in a blue moon. Not everything's all peaches and cream, but then again, you know, we have our moments. We both realize I'm stuck inside.
yeah, you definitely have to take a step back and be like, all right, look, we're stuck in this situation. This is not how normally we deal with this. So keep that in mind.
Usually we don't fight. Like before all this went down, maybe once in a blue moon. Once in a blue moon. And it
Yeah.
would be over something trivial that would be fixed.
Now everybody's on edge.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more ticks people off.
Mm-hmm.
I went upstairs today and found a bunch of boxes being opened on the table. And since my mom is bored, she decides that she's gonna go on eBay and buy new pots, new pans, random things, you know. And I'm like, you know, what happens when you can't pay your phone bill? Because that happens. She'll shop and then she can't pay her bills. I'm like, you know, I try to sit down and talk to her, but the closeness that we've had being stuck together, that just blew shit up. You know, I tried to let her know, hey, I think you have an issue and I think we need to do it head on. If it's not one thing, it's always another. You have a shopping issue, you know? Because when it comes down to bills, you're always stressing. But when it comes down to new paint or new pots or this new grill that you just bought, okay, now you had the money, you know? So it's different. I'm trying to figure out a nice balance between policing her and being her son. I don't know. Am I wrong, Scout?
No.
I think-
Hey, listen, I ain't even getting into the parent thing because my parents are the absolute worst. My entire life, my dad was in the army when I was really young, and then he broke his back, got out of the army, started working construction. My mom was always a stay-at-home mom, and they lived literally from the 1st to about the 7th. We had money, and then from the 7th to the end of the month, we had nothing because they would go and blow it all that first week, and then we were broke. So, and I still, my dad got some VA money coming in now, and I try to tell him, and nothing. I mean, they have a garage full of stuff they will never use, but it's treasures to them. So I just gave up on it because they'll never change. They're 70-something years old.
I tried to appeal to the reasoning to her. I'm like, you know, I don't want to enable you, you know. It's kind of always the same. It's always the same situation. For 30 years, I watched my mother have a job and be broke. You know, it's different if we were in a bad position and, you know, but like that's like complete irresponsibility. Hey, it's your money, you know, that's another thing too. You know, good, it's your money. I just want you to be able to do the right thing for yourself. You know, instead of
Being good with money is a learned behavior. She was probably never taught it,
Mm-hmm.
and she just kept that cycle going.
yeah, bro. I think everybody right now should be in very conservative mode because we have no idea what the future holds. Don't be.
Not gonna lie, right up before everything hit the fan, I was not in conservative mode at all whatsoever. But again, you know, realized I had the issue of
And now your eyes are open to the matter, no?
Definitely though. I've stopped myself.
Yeah. There used to be little things I used to buy. Like I used to wake up every morning and go around the corner for coffee. Why? When I have the coffee machine upstairs.
Exactly.
So I started doing little things like that. Like, all right, food. No more ordering food. I deleted Uber Eats. I deleted all those apps. I make my food now. If I want to go out, I'm getting my lazy ass up, putting my mask on, going to the pizzeria and grabbing a cheap slice because that'll satisfy me. I don't need a $15 meal, you know?
Right.
Fast food is such a waste of money.
A lot
So
of it's a waste.
expensive,
The way
man.
the prices are on it too nowadays.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is. Prices like you go to McDonald's and you just get a meal for yourself and it's over $10 now.
Yeah.
Like how the heck
Remember
is
when
the
it used to
meal
be
at
like
McDonald's over
$6, $7?
I know. Like you get like 2 Big Macs or 2 this or and stuff for $6, $7. Now it's like over
Have you
$10
guys
for
started
one
seeing?
person.
Have you guys started seeing Corona prices increase?
Yeah.
Because a certain couple of stores around here have increased their prices, just based off of solely the fact that they're not making enough money because of the
Nobody's
coronavirus.
making enough fucking money. That's what's going on right now, man. Like what gives you the right to gouge?
So they're price gouging now around here a lot. I've seen masks go for $12 instead of $7. You know the 79-cent paper masks they're selling for $12.
That's nuts.
See, there should be phone numbers all over.
It's completely illegal too to do that. But
They tell us to call 311. And then the 311 operators sit there for 45 minutes telling you that your report was processed, but nothing ever happens to them.
Yeah.
I don't think that they have time to focus on it right now. I think what they should do is just take a note. Take a note. Deal with it now. I'll pay the prices now. But as long as that note gets pulled off that corkboard at the end of this and said, all right, now we got to deal with these fuckers, I'm happy.
I wonder what would happen if you walked into one of those stores, grabbed every one of those masks, ran out of the store, went to a hospital, and dropped them in the hospital.
Would I get arrested?
Yeah, I wonder, would the cops be like, you stole, but they were.
I stole masks from somebody who was price gouging, and I gave them to the people who needed it.
Need them. Yeah, it's like
You'll get arrested for shoplifting.
No, do it live on YouTube, so people, you know what I mean. Like, I wonder what they would do. Like,
I'd still get arrested for shoplifting. You know
Oh,
why?
yeah.
Because the city needs money, and I need to pay court fees if I get arrested.
Right.
You would definitely get arrested, but it might go, get some views on YouTube or whatever.
Or out by a judge. I don't know. It's just one of those things. It's just
You
like,
might
it's
get some money
pathetic.
for your court fees though for posting it.
Yeah. All right, guys, donate to me, and we will go rob masks from price gougers as long as you guys promise to bail me out. All right, because I don't want to stay in the New York City jail system longer than I have to because I don't want to catch corona.
You just gotta make sure you give them to people that actually need them.
Mhm.
And then it's a story. Like,
You know
who
what's
the
crazy?
fuck's gonna
Before you
throw
even
in,
mentioned
you know?
that, the first time I went in there and I saw the price go up. First, it went from 79 cents, $5. I said, you scumbag. I left the store and I was like, I want to break his windows one night. I'm going to go there and every dollar that he made off of price gouging, I'm going to make him spend on a new window.
Yeah.
I go back, $7, $11, $12. The other day I went in there, I was like, yo, I seriously, I sat there while he went, because he goes in the back to get my stuff. Like I buy like Dutches and stuff there. As soon as he closed that door, I thought about grabbing the box and grabbing the Purell and just running.
Oh God.
Just because.
Here's another question for you. If you were to just pop that guy right in the fucking mouth, just pound the shit out of him out of disrespect for price gouging and being a piece of shit human, why would that be a bad thing? Like, I know it's a bad thing, but you know what I mean? Like,
No, I get what
you know what I mean? Like, why should you be looked down upon as a, like, that guy's
assault
a piece
is
of
still
shit.
assault.
He's taking,
Mhm.
Assault is still assault.
Well, true, but you're assaulting somebody. But you're assaulting
we all have
somebody that's
masks
taking
on now.
advantage of people, though. That's what I mean, right? Like he's a piece of shit who's taking
Would I
advantage of
get?
people.
We all
would I
have
get
masks on
arrested?
now, so if you got it after clock, you.
Hold on. Would I get arrested if I beat up a pedophile? Yeah.
No, true, but it's the same kind of thing, right? Like
Same thing.
the cops would be like, "Good job, buddy." But
Morally,
you know what I mean?
you're right, but they're still gonna put you in jail.
Yeah, no,
They'll give
for
you
sure.
a pat on the back and give you the good cell,
Just
but that's
Hey,
it.
how you doing? You got VIP treatment, have a steak.
Yeah.
have
You'll have all the
lobster.
cops coming to your cell like, good job, good job. Hey, we're gonna take care of this one, good job. But that's it. They're not gonna not
That's
make you
it.
go through the system. They don't have that power. Red Ratchet, bro, you were fucking killing me. You know what?
we need
I'll
some
do it.
vigilantes to rise up.
1, 2. They're making me do ninja dabs while I'm doing the podcast. Oh shit. There goes my mic. Alright.
Like,
Got too many wires for ninja dabs. That was 5.
It looks weird too when you do ninja dabs with your background.
Yo, my abs are gonna be
Back,
fucking
flopping in and
fire.
out.
Fire. All right. Momo, how's the situation over where you're at? You're in a different part. You're in Baltimore, right, Maryland?
Mm-hmm. Well, everything's supposed to open up on May 15th. Well, partially open up. And people were just protesting like a week ago in Annapolis, which is like the state buildings and stuff. And they do that every weekend now. So they ride around in their trucks and they circle the state building for hours in block traffic. There's a lot of people who are either taking it very seriously or people who just don't care. Like on Mother's Day, I walked the dog and I literally saw like so many house parties on the front porch.
Parties?
House parties, yes. People were cooking out. People were just doing everything. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is bad. Like with kids. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like nobody had masks on, nothing.
I don't remember if I did, but a couple of weeks ago, somebody was out in our parking lot with fishing rods and loading up their van, getting ready to go fishing. Sorry. Continue.
Fishing is fine, I think.
Yeah, fishing. My dad does his fishing, but he like stays away from everybody. He wears his mask.
But
But
there was like 5 or 6 people out there. They're all grabbing fishing rods, like, "Hey man, we got a case of beer. Let's go."
Bro,
yeah, but
I'd be down to meet up on the ocean, but you bring your own boat and you stay about 50 feet away from me, and we all talk with loudspeakers. What's up? What's up, baby? You got a blunt? All right, I'm lighting mine too.
but I'm like I have such bad anxiety about going out. Like I have to have my sandy wipes. I have to have like my hand sanitizer. I have to have my mask. I have to have like a few pair of gloves. I'm extra paranoid about going out, and it's mandatory to wear masks here. And it's just, but some people don't follow that rule. I saw a guy. I went to the market like a week ago, and the guy literally put his shirt up, and as soon as he got into the store, he put his shirt down and started shopping. So they like asked him to leave politely, and he wouldn't leave. So it's either one or the other. It's like one extreme to the next with people here.
All right, you want to not follow society's rules. You want to be that rebel, cool, but not at the expense of other people's sanity. Peace of mind is a big thing when seeing other people approach you without a mask. I'm very terrified.
Get such anxiety. Yeah.
So the anxiety is definitely going to be an issue. I thought about this today. There's going to be a long-term mental effect on a lot of people.
God, a hell of a lot of people, man. This is gonna.
I don't like touching door. I mean, I already was paranoid about door handles and like certain things, but I'm like, I'm not touching that with like my bare hand, or I have to sanitize. Like I go through so much hand sanitizer. My hands are just like dried out like crazy because every time I touch something, I'm like, oh, I need to wipe the door handles. Or even when I come in the house from walking the dog, I take off my coat, I hang it up. Usually I try not to wear it for like 24 hours. I switch over to another coat. Yep. And I wipe all the door handles and I clean off my phone and I just make, because I mean, it could just be that one simple thing of me doing something. And then I bring it home to my grandmother or I bring it home to my mom or something like that. Like I'm more paranoid about them than me.
I'm not worried about me.
I've been out of work for like 2 months now and I'm still waiting on my unemployment. My brother has gotten his and he's been chilling. Like he's fine in his room, but I feel like I'm going crazy too being in the house all the time. But it's a struggle, nevertheless.
Now, I don't know about y'all, but I need a hug. I think that's the number one thing that I want right now that I'm scared to get.
Yeah.
I need a fucking hug from somebody because I'm sick of just not having contact. Even a pound with my boy and a what's up, bro? Like an
elbow pound, man. If you worked in the restaurant industry, we used to elbow pound.
Just that bond, just physical contact.
Just human interaction. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the one thing I'm missing.
Yeah. I feel like
I don't mind hopping on here with you guys because it's like almost this is just as good.
Yeah, right?
No, it's definitely better than just audio, like talking on the phone.
Yeah.
So just being able to see people and just
know who you're
See their
talking to.
expressions. Right?
I think if we build up the community long enough and strong enough, we can get everybody to donate some money, and we'll go buy our own island, and we never have to deal with this shit again.
Hell yeah, I'm down. My wife would be down too.
We just stay on the island. We're our own country. Nobody can leave. Once you get there, you can't leave. That's it.
That's fine. Hey, I'm
Paradise.
down, man.
All right. All right. You can leave. Actually, you know what? You can leave if you decide to leave, but you can't come back because you might bring some of that shit back with you.
So it's like that DiCaprio, The Beach.
Yeah. You stay. Fucking paradise. You leave. If I see you swimming in my shore again, it's a bang right there with a fucking spear. All right. I don't care.
Have you guys all seen that movie? The Beach?
Yeah, I saw
DiCaprio?
the Beach.
He's crazy, man.
Yo, David said my mom tested positive, but she beat the fuck out of COVID. Yo, that's what I want to fucking hear. I really want to hear that, man. I'm so happy that she beat it. UKPM said everyone can't work from home, that go back to work. All primary schools are opening this week. What?
Some places are fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, and
They
those
just-
numbers just rise
oh my
like
God.
crazy.
Hold
It
on.
is.
So when you tell me schools are reopening, that means you're sending your kids to the front lines. That's all that says to me is we're going to see if these kids get affected by it.
Mm-hmm.
They said schools were reopening here. I wouldn't send my kids.
I wouldn't send my
But
kid
over
either.
here, aren't schools closed till the next year?
Yeah.
My cousin's not going back to college. She just started college, and now she's out. That's it. Done. Nobody's going back to school.
I was just using that as an example, though. Like, even if it was open, no, I would find an alternative way.
Mm-hmm. I'll be homeschooling and everything.
Exactly.
I'm not doing it.
But the whole homeschooling thing has another effect on kids too, because the
social aspect,
the Zoom
Yeah.
bombs, the learning like this. I've even talked to a couple of my cousins, and they're like, it's not the same as school. They actually, I think it'll be good when schools reopen because kids actually want to go to school now.
Mm-hmm.
I see kids that are not liking this whole internet learning shit. They thought it would be cool. And now it's like, yo, dude,
I know,
it's not
like,
the
I
same.
tell you
I
that
can't
much.
go see my friends. I can't go to lunch. I can't, there's things that you take for granted every fucking day. Every day. And now, if you haven't learned to appreciate it by now, I don't know what it will take to make you appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate waking up in the morning. Literally. I appreciate sleep, even though I haven't been able to get much. I appreciate Pikachu. He's a
I
cute little
appreciate
Pokemon.
being able to live in general and just,
Just in general, it's been a roller coaster of how to feel, how to act. I don't know, how to just navigate every day's new settings. It's like you're constantly getting a system update. Oh, we got this new Kawasaki thing now. Kids have to be put into the mix of this stuff.
You know what's weird though? They were talking about that like months ago. That was something coming out or something that was about to happen, like with a virus or a disease or something, like months ago.
Yeah, and they freaking
Now we
put
finally
it off.
know what it is, right?
They said the same thing about Corona, Morgan.
Yeah,
They said
I know.
months ago, we have freaking articles with dates on them dating back to December. People saying, yo, Corona's leaving Wuhan, Corona this, Corona that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like our worst fears about this whole, since the start of the President Trump shit scandal, everybody's worst fears have come true because he's in charge while we're going through this.
Right.
I think that was what everybody's worst fear was. What if some crazy real shit happens and we need an actual real president? Not some fucking social network face, not the guy from Apprentice. I think he's a good businessman. I think he speaks, sometimes he speaks too much, but sometimes that too much is necessary because not a lot of politicians talk like him. I think sometimes he's a straight shooter, but sometimes he's a dumb fuck. He's a
Yeah.
straight up dumb fuck sometimes. And sometimes he'll get right in the reporters' faces and tell them what they need to be told. You know, but he's not very presidential. He's not like a person who carries himself as a president. And I feel like all the other countries look at that and say, look at this thug president, or, you know, this joke of a president. And that's why we don't get that much respect anymore from other countries. I know we used to get respect. I went overseas and people said, oh, you're American? Oh, we love America, blah, blah, blah. And then I went overseas a couple years ago and Americans, you fat piece of shit, you're Trump and this and that and all this negative shit about us. We're just bad. You know, our military used to be praised. If you wore camo anywhere outside the USA, they would think you were some part of the military. This is something that I've experienced, and they would always respect you. You know, America is great, yes. Now it's like America is a piece of shit. You're ruining the world.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a question for you: do you think that one man should be in charge in a situation like this, or should there be something in effect that if something crazy like this happens, there should be a few people in to make the ultimate decisions? It's such a big thing.
I think those few people are already making the decisions.
Yeah, I know you've got.
Yeah, that's how I feel too.
I think those people are making the decisions, and that puppet that we see on the news every night, Trump.
Yeah,
that's just
the cover front.
Yeah,
that's just to keep up appearances of normalcy.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's like fucking Illuminati is on one end of the table. This fucking secret group from that British government is on this end. I think some serious players of the world are running the show right now. And the presidents are all just like being told what the briefing is and expressing that on camera. Because there's no way. He's not a doctor. How could he lead? He has no medical background whatsoever. This is not something that his expertise applies to. His expertise is business, and if he's an expert in that. So, I don't see a reason why he should be making these types of decisions based off of economy rather than health and life. You know, I value human life. I don't value money as much as I do a life. I remember in high school, after going through a lot of hustling and being myself, and the money was always there, money never really meant shit to me. I watched the money come in and go, and money will always do that. But the relationships that you build around you, you can choose to keep that forever. That's the one thing in life we get to keep forever. You know? Unless somebody gets taken away from us, but still, we get to keep those memories and those relationships forever. That's what's most important. So people in general need to start realizing, you know, we've been taught to value this money so much because they say that money makes the world go round, but it's really people. It's not money. Money is just the image that they throw in our faces. We used to be able to, hey, Morgan, you bake cakes? Well, I sharpen swords. You need any knives sharpened for when you cut the cakes? You bake me 3 cakes, I'll sharpen your knives for you. That's what money is. Instead, now we just added a physical form of it. Because money was just exchange for goods and services. Trade. What can you do for me, and what can I do for you?
Barter system.
Yeah.
Well, it was originally brought in part of that, of the barter system, I think, just because
I think the Indians had it right, bro. I don't think we needed money.
Yeah.
I think money made people covet money.
Money's
greed, jealousy, crime. Money's the root of a lot of that shit. And and if you remove that from the equation, we're not so separated. We're not so against each other. You know, I'm just a human. You're a human. Hey, what's up? What can you do? If money was just like removed from the image of life, you know, I wouldn't look at people like, oh, look at this expensive suit he's got on. I'd be like, oh, that's a nice piece of clothing you got there. How'd you do it? I'd like to wear one of those. Oh, this person made it for me. What'd you trade them for it? You know, I think it would be a lot more simpler. Maybe
when I get on this discussion, I always find that people can't comprehend the fact that us humans could run without money because they think, well, if you don't pay people, then people aren't going to work. And it's like, yeah, a lot of people will work because a lot of people are just that type of person. They want to do things. They need to do things. Yes, you'll get a lot of people that don't do nothing, but a lot of people, if you don't pay them, they'll still do stuff because that's who they are. They need to go work on cars. They need to go fix this. They need to go build that.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Oh, Jacob, my bad. Hold on.
People like,
I haven't done cakes in so long. I would do a cake for nothing right now.
You see?
I didn't know you were still waiting in the room. So what's your idea on the president, Jacob? I know. I saw the comment. Go ahead, say he's back. He's back. The American warrior is in the building.
I just want to, there will. Do I agree with everything he says or does? Absolutely not. But does anybody ever agree with everything anybody ever does? No. But is he doing
I agree with your comment in chat. I do agree.
Huh?
I said I do agree with your comment in chat about he's not the normal, and that's what we do need. So
he's not the typical politician. Do you think we would have been better with Hillary Clinton?
Hell fucking no. Hell fucking no.
But is Trump too far over the crazy level that, like you're saying, you need somebody different, but is he too different? So just like that. Because here's somebody different, but here's somebody crazy different instead of easing into it.
I think all the people that are behind him, all the senators, the fucking Pelosi and them people.
Let me ask you this: what are things that you guys? Because I'm gonna go on a limb and say most of the people in here don't like him. But what are some of the things that you don't like about him, and that there's like proven facts for that reason?
Okay, just one. I don't have any other problem with him. He needs to act and carry himself more presidential.
Okay, but maybe that's what most of the Americans like about him.
Maybe, but when you start telling people to put fucking Clorox up your assholes and inject the body and hit the body with some fucking cleanse, then you're a fucking idiot. Plain and simple.
Did you see his conference after that?
Yeah, he backpedaled.
But again, a conference after that is not.
Hold on. Did he backpedal or did he clarify what he's saying? And
he said it was a sarcastic remark to the reporter, but some dumb schmuck in Alabama who don't have good internet that didn't catch that second part was sitting up there with his legs up, dumping bleach in his asshole. You know
Thank
what
God
I'm saying?
we couldn't see you during that.
So then who's the idiot? Him or the one in
Both
Alabama?
of them. Both of them are the fucking idiots.
You're there. You're the president. You got to protect the stupid people, man.
Bro, did you see the?
You got to protect the stupid people. Unfortunately.
Yeah, you got to protect the stupid people.
Do.
Come on.
You can't say shit that the stupid people.
They have child safety locks on a lot of things. Why? Because they don't know any better. So stupid people are the same thing. We should have child safety locks on dumb asshole comments on the president telling people shove bleach in your asshole and see if it'll cure you.
Especially after it already happened, where he talked about that medication and those people took it and died. So he's gonna. And he says something.
It wasn't the same thing, though.
The hydroxychloroquine, or however you say it?
Yeah, those people with the fish tank or something like that.
Yeah, that's a different product completely. They sound
but again,
similar.
Stupid people, right? That's the thing. You're dealing with stupid people that are in fear of their life. You add that in there too, then it's oh my good lord.
But do you guys agree with? Let me ask you. Do you agree with this? He could cure cancer today. He could cure the coronavirus today.
Who?
And they would knock him for not doing it soon enough.
Yo, you're absolutely right. I've
seen the press. That's human.
I've seen the press.
But did they hit
be
Obama
shitty
or
to him?
Anybody that hard?
Nah.
But
They're
only
doing it because it's Trump.
Unfortunately. Yeah, exactly. So
they're only doing it because it's Trump. They're only doing it
I agree with
because
that.
it's the common thing to do. It's what gets ratings.
Right.
There's tons of bullshit behind it. I've seen the reporters go after him on some shit that does not matter, and he's sitting here talking about important shit, and they wanna try and make him look bad. I've seen that too.
They just want to talk about how many Diet Cokes a day he drinks. Who cares?
They want to
Yeah.
talk about him watching baseball. Like, yeah, he can be a human too, you know? Maybe not in this time is the best time you should be fucking watching baseball, old seasons of reruns and shit. Maybe you should be in those war rooms talking to CBC.
If that keeps him grounded though and helps him keep his brain going, that's the thing. You can't
True.
be fucking working,
True.
especially at a time like this. You can't do it.
We're not that part of his
need to get
brain
out of
that decides how he keeps his humanity. So
Yeah.
that's on him. He wants to grab him by the pussy, but do it to the right senators, you know?
Hey,
Because a lot of senators are
Hey,
pussies
don't
out
any-
there, and that's the pussies I think he needs to be grabbing.
don't any man in this room pretend like they've never said something that like that. Not
Hell no.
necessarily that.
Hell no,
But
you say
they
that
didn't
shit all the time to
actually
your
do
boys
talk
when you're
trash
hanging.
or-
You're like, yeah, she got some fat ass. I'd slap that ass from behind. Ooh, I'd Twitter that, Facebook
Would you
all
actually
over
do
that
it?
Google.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe not. But the point is,
If he
we
was a
all-
millionaire,
all-
probably.
all have something.
in the world.
Momo's sitting here like, why am I still on this live?
I think girls say stuff like that too.
Yeah,
That
they
don't-
do.
Girls are women are worse from what I hear.
Momo has said way
Jesus
worse,
fuck.
I bet.
Exactly.
Momo's, I don't even want to give an example, but
I was gonna say I'm the only girl. That's not fair.
girls like it too. But you're right. He's a normal guy. I like that he's not a usual president. That's something
He's
I like
not
about
perfect.
him. But that also is a double-edged sword. That's the favorite thing and my hated thing about him, because sometimes you need to shut up.
I just hate when everybody goes straight to he's a racist because he wants to lock the borders. He's a racist. He's this. He's that. They don't know. You know, come on.
I don't care if
they
he's a
don't know
racist.
him. Huh?
I don't think he's a racist. I don't care if he's a racist. That's not the main concern. If you're a racist, you have some soul searching to do. That's it.
Plus,
Absolutely.
you're telling me there aren't any other governors or any other people in charge that are racists? Any, sitting judges?
Oh, there have been
Right.
tons of scandals. And
Hello, it's a matter.
we're not
it's
gonna
the world of
outlive that.
people.
That's not in this
Exactly.
generation. That's not next generation. Racism is
to
gonna be
evolve.
around as long as it's taught in people's hearts from a young age, and families do that. I've watched families instill, for instance, all right, the Jewish community, they're taught not to trust others than themselves. And what happened? A couple of years ago, some Jewish kid got lost in Borough Park. He went to a fellow Hasidic Jew to help to locate his family, and that guy kidnapped him, chopped his fucking body up, and left him somewhere. And it was a big thing in New York. So what? You just can't trust fucked up people. I don't think my skin color determines whether I should be racist or whatever. I think if you're a fucked up person, I'm gonna think what I think of you.
Yeah.
Generally.
If somebody hates somebody just because of the way they were born, there's nothing more ignorant than that. I didn't have a choice in the way that I was born, neither did any of you.
But it
So to
depends
hate
on how
somebody
those people
for that
treat each
fact-
other. If I treat you with respect, do you have a reason to dislike my Greekness? Is there a reason? Like, most people think I'm Spanish. They don't even know I'm Greek. And that's racist, because everybody be talking to me in Spanish. Why you assuming? Why not ask me like a human? Yo, what's your background, yo? You got that exotic, sexy ninja look to you. You know? Morgan sitting there with the eyebrow raised. What? No, I'm sexy, Morgan. Stop it. I'm a sex symbol. I'm like Adam Levine before all the tattoos. All right?
Never heard of her.
Never heard of her. Fuck you, Scott. Oh, God. Oh, my goodness. Nah, I think it's good. Holy fuck, I'm proud to be Canadian. What up, Big Tuna? The whole political game is about the double standards. It is trying to point out everyone's flaws and make shit up. You're right.
Yeah, you're proud to be Canadian, yet what the fuck did our douchebag asshole just do up here for gun people? I don't know if you guys heard about that.
Who, Trudeau?
Yeah, he passed, he banned a whole crap load of guns up here, man.
Isn't he the one who did like blackface?
Did what?
Isn't your prime minister the one who did blackface? Like the really racist shit?
I don't follow
In
him,
college,
though.
he did.
Yeah, a lot of
think-
years
yeah,
ago.
Probably. I
Oh,
don't know.
all right. I'm like, all right. You know what, Tuna? You shouldn't be that proud to be a Canadian right now. We're not.
It's pretty bad up here right now, man. He just banned a whack load of guns.
Yeah, but you guys
pretty much
have a
no
lot of
reason.
gun
You guys,
hunting, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
do you guys have any kind of constitution?
Yeah, I think there's there's something like that. I'm
He
not too-
definitely doesn't because he has to think about it. Like he had to
Oh,
question
hey,
that.
I'm the wrong person to ask me. I don't know if any of that crap.
But I knew I had a
But,
constitution when I was like.
I think it's a
3.
Bill of Rights, maybe up here, something like that. I mean, obviously there's something. I don't know what the hell it is, but there's something up here that's.
I think that if we
Big fan,
start
what is it?
seeing more
Help me out
things like
there.
that in Canada, and them trying to take people's guns, that they're ultimately preparing for military to mobilize more and
That's
scout.
my theory. Yeah.
You can
They're worried
like,
about people having
say
guns
something
that
to
can hurt
this.
them.
Would that be the strategy? Was to remove as much resistance as possible before you try to do something that you know is going to cause civil unrest?
What did they do in
Fucking
Germany
literally.
Huh?
before? What did Hitler do in Germany?
I don't know.
Took away the guns.
Oh yeah.
Took away the guns. You can't fight back without guns.
That's true.
Yeah.
So that's why, so many people in America, the NRA and everybody else is, come and take it. Over my dead body, are you going to take my weapons?
Yeah.
There will be another civil war before you take our weapons. I promise you that.
That's how my dad is. My dad is like prepared for the worst right now.
People don't understand that we the people make the state and the states make the government. So we the people are where it starts. We, us. If me, you feel like we're being wronged and we choose to organize, that's our right, because we the people made America. We decided that this is going to be a state, this is going to be the government, this is the laws they have, but at the end, it's us. It's not them.
They
And
took that
that's-
away from us though by giving us these cell phones and giving us so much technology and so making us work so hard and having to work so much that we can't do what you just said. Get together and realize, hey, we shouldn't be sitting here and letting these people do what, like,
I
when
don't
that
think
whole
it's to the point where we need that. But
No,
that's,
well,
that's
look at the fucking
ultimately
world
what
we live
a
in.
lot of
Of
people
course we
don't
need it, man.
understand.
The government's garbage.
The government doesn't run stuff,
don't-
and if it
they
comes
don't-
down to it, they declare martial law because they're scared we might do that.
Mm-hmm. It's out of fear.
Controlling us by fear is working. I could definitely say
For
that.
now. But how is that, like, again, how are we as humans just sitting here and letting them do that? Like you just said, we have the power to stop it. They shouldn't be doing this to us.
We
But
have the power.
We
No,
let it
it's-
happen because we're so afraid and we're so distant. I don't know. I don't know, man. It baffles my mind how things like just recently with them trying to pass the whole bill for you guys all to get your money. And it took like for days, your governors were standing there saying the same shit over and over, just while people were literally fucking dying. And they're like, you guys should be ashamed of yourselves for trying to put for 2 days, just governor after governor getting up and just saying the same thing, shaming the other side. And people are dying. And I'm thinking, why the fuck why is this happening?
There's a
Like,
lot
why
of
are we just watching this? And
partisanship
like,
right now. There's a lot of people
it's
that are working
bullshit.
together, and then there's people who are using this for political gains in the future.
Mm-hmm.
They're not taking the seriousness
and
of
we
the
just
situation.
let it happen. And that's the thing. We just watch it and we see it, and and they keep doing it because, again, we can't do anything about it.
We
There's
can't.
too many. Well, we
We're
can,
not-
but we can't because we're too separated. There's
Yeah,
too many.
we're
of
not
us.
organized enough.
We can't bring enough people together because there's too many different opinions, and that's
Yes.
part of the problem. I think.
We're not organized enough, and there's not a cause for us to organize behind other than this.
Yeah.
I
Right,
think
and the
this
next question is, will they let us organize?
they're letting the
At some
president
point,
is
they're not
allowing
gonna
it.
have a choice. Yeah.
They haven't been arresting the people protesting in front of hospitals. They haven't been doing any of that. But it's not violent. Let it become one incidence of violence between the police and the people, and civil unrest increases, And now police fear increases because they know that they wronged somebody on this side. There's gonna expect retaliation. That's when they start getting more violent. That's when they start getting more, tear gas and pull out the riot shields and start forcing you.
Some crazy shit went down a couple weeks ago in Quebec up here, man. I saw it on a Facebook thing. Just, people in the streets and the cops and just tear gas. And it was crazy. I don't know what it was all about, but it was like, oh, fuck.
They're not reporting on it.
Of course not. Don't report and shit like that.
A few years back, we had a bunch of riots and stuff in Baltimore, and it got really bad.
I remember I was actually traveling through the state at that time. We had to stop in Baltimore, and we were all scared. We were on our way back, and we were all scared to stop in the state because that's when all the riots were going on. I remember driving down a block in Baltimore and seeing a full regular block boarded up. Like houses boarded up. A lot of those houses are like bad. I think that's what it was over. A lot of the riots were caused by that.
It was because a teenager, something about the Freddie Gray case.
Yes.
A bunch of people got together. I wasn't living here at the time, but I just remember watching it on the media, and it was just, the media made it so much like crazier and just.
Yeah, the media likes to hype stuff up for ratings.
It was like so much stuff. And even I know that they had, like, I had friends who was living here at the time, and they had peaceful protests, but they were still getting like tear gassed and stuff. It got to the point where the police was just tear gassing everything.
Plus, they also got the question, when it does turn unpeaceful, is that the protesters or is that the fucking government or people putting people in there to do stuff to make it look like that?
It's not the government.
Maybe not the government, but whoever's involved.
I know what you're saying.
That also does happen. Not all the time.
I know what you're saying. They'll plant somebody in a protest to make them assault somebody to then have a reason to say, oh, that's why we had to do this. And they were working for the government the whole time. I get that.
Yeah. Yep.
But
yeah, it only takes one bad apple for
it's
everything.
not that. It's one person crossing the line.
That too, yeah.
All it takes. And
it's
then
one cop getting trigger happy.
Yeah.
One person saying, all right, this is the point where I'm going to stop fearing and do something about this. It's that one person that sets off a chain reaction. And if you're either on either side, when you see your people go to battle, what do?
Yeah.
Without question, you defend them. And then afterwards, you figure out the whole situation. That's been my policy the whole time. If you're riding with me, and instantly, whatever fight is going on, if you get into a fight, I'm riding for you no matter what. I don't care if you're wrong about the situation. If somebody's hitting you, we got to handle the situation now. Afterwards, we're going to have a conversation. And if you were wrong on that, I'm going to tell you about it. But I'll never leave my people behind, Never not defend them. So protesters, if you're a part of the protest and you see a cop just shove someone the wrong way and that angered you to the point you had to get violent, everybody else behind you now feels like they have to defend your actions.
Right. It's that group mentality.
It's just messed up. So one bad apple who doesn't understand the whole picture and the big picture of why we need to do this peacefully and all this other stuff, cops getting scared, protests, or just people run out of patience.
Maybe we need artificial intelligence and robots to get in here fucking now so that they can keep the peace with
I don't know, man.
Thoughts and I don't know. I don't know. It's like you were just saying, man. Us humans, there's so many different. We're so different, and there's one does something, and then everybody reacts instead of trying to think. Okay, should we react or should we just step back and calmly deal with this? But we're just like, fuck it, let's go, charge. The robots were there to stop us. Maybe at least we'd be,
Yeah, but then
take that few more seconds to think about it.
Be like, hey, humanity can't live with itself, so fuck it, let's just get rid of them all together.
I fear that they're gonna start making choices that cost lives.
No, I agree with you on that.
Who, the robots?
just everybody in general. I feel like every choice we make for the next couple of months is gonna cost lives if you make the wrong choice. It's not about, do I want to go to the beach? Oh, I've been out of the house. Oh, finally. It's about whatever choice you make might potentially cost lives if it's not the right choice. So a business opens up, let's say a bowling alley. You know, these businesses are also being told that they have to meet certain requirements, but there's so much shit. There's so many businesses that the government can't keep track of them all. They're not going to have oversight for who opens up and who doesn't. They're going to expect everybody to follow the guidelines, is what they said. But who gets to decide what opens? That's them. That's the business owners. So if a bowling alley opens up, people go bowling, and now in that little town you have a little outbreak and it gets worse, whose fault is that? The government for saying you opened up? Or is it yours for making the choice to open up? So it's the choice that we make. It's not about fuck the government. Government can tell us open up tomorrow. You feel safe? Like as a human, can you wake up in the morning and say, all right, everything's back to normal? They said open up. Nah. Those are your choices at the end of the day.
But why
Protect
the fuck are we
yourself.
denied this though? Like I understand what you're saying, but how much does cigarettes, how much does so many other things on this fucking planet, alcohol, kill every day? Yet we're just fine with that. Yet again, this virus is killing a lot of people, yes, but it's not like it's devastating.
It is.
I mean, it is. Don't get me wrong, but
the cigarettes and stuff, all that stuff.
I know that's slower, and I understand, but it just, I don't know. It just, if precautions were to be taken, like instead of shutting everything down, it just seems like the numbers are, I don't know. It just
precautions could be taken, but people,
how many
actions.
People, yeah. How many people are actually going to follow those precautions?
Come on, like we said the first time we did this, I'm going to tell you, wear a mask when you do the Zoom meetings. Just for appearances. You know what I mean? And are you going to do it? You know?
I have a cute mouth.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
you want to see mine? I got two.
I'm just saying, I'm trying to give any type of example I can to be like, it's always going to be that person's choice. So the mentality they have, how serious they've taken the situation, how far they're willing to go to protect themselves, that's their choice. It's not yours. It's not, they can tell you, don't touch the stove, it's hot. But we all fucking touched it. We all did. Not one person never passed that example right there. Don't touch, it's hot. Every single motherfucker touched that shit. Mm-hmm. So you have to learn for yourself. If you didn't learn already, or if what we seen from the news, from I've seen fucking Elmhurst Hospital body bags, fucking that shit looked like a movie, okay? If we haven't seen enough to make us act the right way, then they're gonna learn through experience. But that experience also means more people get infected, more people have to go through this, more people have to die because of your choices. So
and your choice affects everybody.
Yeah,
it's not like just one person. Oh, they don't care, they're doing whatever. That choice can affect so many more people. It's not just about the individual themselves.
If I affect you and you're not taking these whole things serious and I'm not, so I affect you, you have managed to stay cool and safe, but now I affect you and you're not taking it serious and you've not been playing it cool and safe and you just chilling, you know, that's just the vicious cycle of dominoes that we're going to cause.
That's my choice though. If I choose to do that and then I choose to go to the beach with people who chose to go to the beach knowing that somebody there might be infected, they took that risk. Why the fuck are we denied that? Again, why are we?
Why is that? The thing is, you're right. If all those people made that choice to go to the beach, so they said, "Fuck it. If I get infected, I get infected." Just like those kids in spring break. But then it's not just about them. No, it's about who they go home to, who they cross in the street, who they walk by in the store that they couldn't have been infecting if they just didn't go to the fucking beach. And did you need to go to the beach? Did you need medicine?
Still had to go to the store,
need
though.
Food? Because that's the only reason I'm going out is medicine, food, air.
Me too.
Sunlight.
Yeah.
I'm literally trying to get sunlight for the day.
All I'm trying to say is why not handle this differently? Why not isolate instead of making all the healthy people shut down, why
Right.
not just
But what you're
isolate
suggesting is
more of the sick people? Like close down the nursing homes. Don't let people in. Don't let people visiting. Do stuff like that. If like, for example,
you're
who got
suggesting
your mom there.
districts. You're suggesting District 12, Hunger Game status. You're suggesting, all right, section these people off. These are the good ones. Privacy getting invaded because we have to do that.
Yeah,
in
but what
order
the
to
fuck are they doing
determine-
now? They're forcing us to stay home. They're forcing healthy people to lose their fucking businesses,
They're
to lose
not.
their money because.
They're not.
And again, I'm not trying to be.
It's not our government. Remember, at the end of the day, this is a biological war that China set off.
No, for sure.
China set it off.
Again, the numbers
and until
are-
we can recover and be strong enough to fight, I guarantee you, motherfuckers, I guarantee you right now, I'll say this here today, I guarantee you we're having World War III after this.
Oh yeah.
So prepare that. Prepare yourselves to live through an era where you're gonna be able to tell your fucking grandkids you lived through. Because I guarantee Germany, France, Italy, Australia, we're all going to war with China. This ain't World War II. China's not gonna have no fucking allies. We're just gonna fucking wipe China off the fucking map, and that's it. Period.
Yeah, I think
Because
so,
I
too.
know for a fact every government's playing it cool right now. Every fucking government behind the closed doors is like, motherfucking China's dead. Motherfucking China's dead. They're going ham behind those closed doors because everybody knows what the fuck happened. With the new information that just came out about the lab and the person who gave it to her boyfriend, it's not a monkey and all this, just the speculation of it is enough to make people set off the fucking war. Never mind if it's true or not. Never mind whether Kim Jong-un is dead or not. They're just putting all these other stories to distract you motherfuckers from what's really going on. We're going to fucking war with China. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. The president keeps avoiding the questions. Oh, what are the repercussions? Are you going to tariff them and tax them? Did you see the look he gave them? Like, yeah, I'm going to fucking tax them for killing a big portion of the world.
Shutting down the
Are you
world.
fucking stupid? We're gonna kill them. That was the look he gave them. He goes, we're gonna fucking bomb them. We're gonna blow that whole shit up. Just he can't say he's not that stupid. Definitely not to say even that. He may be saying some stupid shit, but he's not. He's not showing those cards. Guaranteed. After we're able to recover and have our people strong, the military is gonna get focused on. We're going to reinforce the military. You're going to see the Defense Production Act is already signed and in effect for masks. It's going to start getting utilized for weapons and tanks and all that other shit later on down the line because it has to be deactivated. And it's harder to take a law out of effect than it is to put one into effect. It's way harder. So, Production Act is already going to be there. All he has to do is say, all right, we already got this shit active. Now, Ford, you're done with fucking ventilators. Now build me fucking air tanks and this and that. And that's what they're going to do. Guaranteed. They methodically strategize placement of U.S. military forces in every single state, along with the CDC and the Army Corps of Engineers. The Army Corps of Engineers is one platoon of people who are in charge of the building, but they also have other units with them. You know, they gave the numbers, so I'm not going to give specific numbers, but they gave the numbers. It's not just they sent out tons and tons of medical professionals from our Army and our Navy and our Air Force and whatever, and they also sent, whatever they sent doctor-wise, they sent 10 times military-wise to secure those locations and set up points, you know, around the country where we can have a base of operation in each state. And then we're going to start building out isolation hospitals like they have in New York. They didn't build out isolation hospitals. What they've been doing is they've been utilizing hotels and college dorms. So if you need to isolate and you can't and whatever, they put you in those areas and they're isolation camps. Those are all COVID lockdown facilities.
That's all I was just talking about earlier. Doing that.
They have been doing it. They're already doing it.
Yeah.
What scares me the most is nobody's realizing that it's so serious. Everybody just has to do what they're telling you to do. And then when it's over, it's over. The economy can still function like this. We can still function. Not everything's shut down, but it's not going to be as glorious. Yeah, you're right. We're
I mean,
not.
if I gotta get a job at work from home, damn, so be it, man. But
Yeah, we can function like this. We're fucking
Mhm.
advanced. We're advanced as a motherfucker. If anybody should be working like this, it's America. You know, like other countries look to us for aid. We should be the most advanced in when it comes to, all right, can't go up. We work from home. That shouldn't stop us from, doing what we got to do, but it does if we don't have a way to. So now what we got to do is, steer the boat through the waves and figure out how we're going to do that. And once we do that, let's get used to it. The one thing that everybody's being affected by is change and change alone. That's what's making everybody question everything, because we don't like change.
adapt and overcome.
Nobody likes changing your routine. What if you wake up in the morning and they tell you to brush your teeth with mayonnaise instead of toothpaste?
Adapt and overcome.
Adapting is the hardest part. I'm having trouble adapting. I'm fucking going crazy here. I have nothing to do besides stream, play some Pokemon, fucking get headaches because I'm just watching article and report after report, and just I start doing something else. I'm gonna go paint. I'm gonna go fucking paint the fence or something.
Watch Scooby-Doo with the Munchkins, play video games.
I'm ordering spray paint online tonight. I'm gonna order a case of red spray paint. I'm gonna go around my neighborhood, and on every corner, I'm gonna draw a little heart. I'm gonna go spread some love. Think that's good?
That's defacement of property, sir.
That's what?
Defacement of property.
Hey, there's nobody out and about.
But again, it's done in this,
You think
good
I'll get
way.
arrested for that?
You know what I mean? I mean, if people walk by that and they see that and it inspires them or it makes them happy because they're a nurse and they
Yo,
just
motherfucking Banksy
walk by
does
that
it,
and
and
they
they
see
put that shit in museums. Why can't I put some street art out?
all perspective.
It is. It is all perspective. I don't know. Scout, what's your input on the whole president's approach to this shit? Rob said jerking off got boring after the first week. What do you think?
You got what?
Jerking off got boring after the first week. What are you doing? Hi.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Right?
Never mind.
Oh gosh.
Oh god.
You see, Rob, you get us in trouble the moment I even read one of your damn comments.
No, that's the one that's my older son that has autism and seizures and stuff. So that's all. He's good.
He's good.
I don't even know what that means.
Good. Good. But Pamela's been treating me well. She likes to keep it fresh and exciting. I'm just looking at Morgan stare me down.
Oh my god.
All right.
She's just wondering if you're a switch hitter.
Only for Rob. I like cushion for the pushing, Rob's got that extra, couple
No, I
pounds.
meant right or left.
Rob is over there.
Nah, what do you think you should do? You're a military man. What do you think you should do moving forward? In your experience,
From here, I mean, I think that what he is doing is I don't know. I like you said, this Kawasaki thing, I didn't hear anything about that. We've been moving for the last week and a half, so I haven't really been watching the news or anything. I've been moving into a new place, but I think that he's got a great team for the most part around him, and they've been doing good so far. They put a lockdown pretty quick in the beginning, and I think that for the most part they've been doing pretty good. It's all the little idiots that are going out and having huge parties and stuff, and then bringing that back home to grandma and grandpa and mom and dad. That's not okay. But as far as the president and his team, I think they're doing good.
So are you gonna get the vaccine when it comes out?
Absolutely not.
They're talking about having it out by like November. Millions and millions of doses of the vaccine.
Well,
I'm not getting
it depends on what the vaccine. I will not get anything with, like anything that can track me, chip me, anything like that.
I'm not
I
doing
got
no
flu
tattoo
shot
or anything like
15
that.
years.
You know, liquids can do that too, right?
Yeah, so yeah, I'm not a big fan. When I joined the army, you get like, I don't know, 16 or 12 or 16 shots of everything.
Mm.
Yeah, that was the last time I got a flu shot. That was the last time I got any kind of shot like that.
Yeah, I don't get flu shots. I never do.
No.
I don't get the flu, so why do I need a flu shot?
Exactly.
Some people have
I got
good
it
immune
one
systems.
time. I was sick.
I was gonna say you probably got sick too.
I was sick, like to the emergency room. I was sick.
I might not be 100% on this, but I'm pretty sure the flu is in the flu shot.
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just supposed to be a small dose. Yeah.
It's to make you get
Supposed to
sick.
not
so
make
you
you
can
too
build an
sick.
immune.
Building
For immune system knows, yeah.
good.
Yeah, it makes you get sick a little bit so you can build immunity against that specific strain of that virus. But the reason that they always want you to get new flu shots is because there's always new viruses. But I think there's other things that they do with those. I honestly, with the liquids that they inject in you or whatever, it can leave a trace. You know, there's you know, I don't know if I'm 100% right on this, but you know how they look like a heat sensor? You know, heat sensor shows off different things. They can have a way to track whatever liquids they keep injecting you. You know, there's a way to, there's a way to show that you have antibodies. You know, so maybe there's a way where they don't have to actually needle you to see where you at.
I read an article. It's been a
cell
while,
phone?
but I read an article once, and it said that, and I don't know how accurate it is, but that I think it's the flu shot also, that there is aborted baby's cells in that flu shot or in some shot. It's either the flu shot or another shot. And for whatever reason, they're putting dead baby cells in the shots. I don't know. But no, I'm good.
Stem cell.
I think they're called stem cells.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's been so long. I'm getting old. I can't remember anything.
Yeah, I don't know about those.
Stem cell research. That's the
I don't know, man.
Sorry, I'm just bringing us up a bit.
I think it wouldn't be as bad as it is if you did get it, you would have symptoms. A lot of people don't even have symptoms. A lot of people think it's just a cold. I had one friend who eventually went to go get tested to find out they had it, but they were like scared to death to even go to the hospital.
Had what? COVID-19?
Mm-hmm.
They have it?
They're fine now, but they were sick for I want to say 3 weeks. I didn't see him on PlayStation for 3 weeks. And then I finally talked to him and he was like, yeah, I had it. He waited and waited. And then eventually he just went to go get tested. He found out he had it, but he was scared to go to the hospital. A lot of people are scared to even go to the hospital or scared to even get tested.
I'm terrified. And the last I don't know, 3 days ago on stream, I felt very weird. Very weird. I've never felt that way in my life. And I don't know if people caught it. I took a pause and I caught myself. And then that was the day I started getting headaches. And I've been having headaches the last couple of days. And I'm concerned that because in the recent weeks, admittedly, my caution has been low. In the recent weeks, I think there was a couple points where I could have potentially been exposed and my caution was low. And I haven't been, it's been 52 days. I think up until day 35, 40, I was on point.
Mm-hmm.
But the routine is so much to keep up with. And wiping down the doorknobs and the fence. And there was sometimes I just sat down on the bench outside. I didn't wipe anything. And I stopped on at the shopping center, like, and I sat on the bench because I was just so tired. My back hurt, and I wouldn't have done that because I touched the metal bench, and then I wore that coat. And there was one day where I laid in my bed with the clothes that I wore that I was outside, and I just haven't been doing my regiment keep up. It's like I have this certain routine of going out, coming in, stripping, shower, come in, just so much to keep up with. So I'm terrified to go to the hospital and find out. Hopefully it's nothing. Hopefully it's fucking bugging, but I haven't had repeated headaches in over like 6 months, 7 months. This used to be a big problem for me. And now it's not a headache, it's just a constant, like, I don't know, like pressure back here or something. Like from
And the
having the
symptoms are
headphones
so
in.
weird. Everybody's having such. I said the symptoms are so weird. Everybody's having like different symptoms. Some people lose their taste.
I still don't know the official symptoms. What are you supposed to feel?
Well, I don't know if they really know. I mean, for the most part, I mean,
It's scary because you really don't know.
I think certain people can.
First people said dry throat, dry cough, right?
Dry cough. Mm-hmm.
Dry cough and trouble breathing is the only one seem to be consistent.
Have there been any cases of somebody getting it that's like didn't get any of the regular symptoms, but
there's been tons of cases where you don't feel any symptoms and you just have it.
Like I just got super sick last like 4 days, like fucking really bad. Like it's a symptom that I've had before, but just the way it hit me, it was just like came for like 4 or 5 days and then it was gone. And I'm just like, what the fuck was that? Like it was. So I'm wondering, did I have it and that's the way it affected me? Because I got a pretty good immune system. Like I rarely ever get sick.
Yeah.
And it just, I'm like, what the hell was that? Like, did I just have it? Like, what the hell, man? Because again, they don't really know.
I don't think I've had it.
And then if you catch it, you can catch it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing. Somebody was saying that they got it twice now.
And I'm wondering, yeah.
There was a first official person that said it's confirmed that they had it before. They were immune, they had the antibodies, and they got it again.
And then I'm hearing rumors about animals getting it. And my dog, she's like really sick right now too.
Two house cats in New York confirmed 100% have a case of COVID-19.
Yeah. So I'm like wondering if she has it. That's why she's so sick for the last like 3-4 days as well.
Yeah, I have a little doggy. I did some research on it, and they were saying dogs can't get it because their mouth and their whole like nasal passage is a lot harder than ours. So they couldn't get it because it kind of multiplies because it stays in our nasal cavity, and our nasal cavity is like the coldest part of our body. Okay. So for dogs, they can't get it. But also too, the dogs actually get a vaccine for the coronavirus.
What do you mean?
So it's like a different strand of coronavirus, but if you it's like one of his like yearly vaccines, and it literally contains the coronavirus, but it's just a different strand of it.
Okay.
Crazy.
So people have known about it for a while. Like there's different strands of coronavirus. Like when I remember
that's why they call this 19. This is COVID-19.
So yeah, so they were saying that basically dogs actually get a vaccine for like other forms of the coronavirus. It's actually in one of the vaccines. So they said they're very unlikely to be able to transmit it.
Yeah, but they don't know.
They don't know.
They didn't give you a solid answer like, dogs don't do it.
Yeah, the only thing that I do know for sure is that they do get the vaccine, and the nasal cavity is just too hot for it to.
They use safe language to protect themselves from fallback in case they're wrong.
Yeah.
And don't forget things mutate too, right? So maybe this new one.
With this Kawasaki thing, it's not Kawasaki disease, but they're saying it has so many symptoms that resembles Kawasaki disease. So if you want to get more information about it, I'd look up Kawasaki disease, and then figure out from there. Okay, they're showing symptoms of this. They're not calling it Kawasaki. It's something completely different related to COVID. That's completely different than COVID too, but it's because of COVID. This new virus probably mutated with an animal or something, or a bird or something, and that's.
Oh, Plus, couldn't this mutate? Like, if it gets in, I mean, there's a lot of different humans with a lot of different problems. So if it gets in, again, humans with Lyme disease, for example, maybe it mutates or something because of the Lyme disease or whatever. You know what I mean?
I saw this thing.
That could happen.
I saw this thing. I don't know if it's still on. Right. Let me see. I saw this thing. It explains COVID and how the virus can be transmitted and mutated, but there's like a bird, a pig can't get infected by a human. A bird can infect a pig, but if the bird and the human infect each other, then that mutation of that virus can infect the pig. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Follow? So, like, we would have to mutate it with a different form first, and then that mutation can now affect the things that it couldn't affect before. Just the same reason why kids are getting infected with this Kawasaki thing. The COVID was infecting humans. This was never done before. Now we have this. Now we guaranteed infected animals because the cats got infected, and we have tons of house pets around the world. Those animals probably are the reason that now the children are being affected by this whole new different form that has a different unit to it that allows it to infect children. You know, that's the best scientific breakdown I could give you without really playing this thing over. Where is it? We will put it up.
Oh, man.
I know this is really random, but I'm on my back porch. It's really cold today. What's going on with the cold weather in May here? What's going on?
It snowed in Syracuse yesterday in the morning.
It's been so weird, this weather.
And it was gone.
It was warm. It was warm for a nice little period of time. Then it got cold.
Don't forget, the Earth's like, hey, what the fuck's going on right now? Like, so much has changed. The planet's like, hey, this is different.
Yeah, 'cause usually it's hot in May, but it's not chilly.
Maybe the planet's got COVID.
Yeah, totally.
No, that would be something else to worry
The
about.
planet's sick. It caught a cold.
Yeah.
Planet been sick.
Yeah.
You hear of the new strain of that kid virus, decryptive. Yeah, that's what we're discussing right now, decryptive.
So when they say kid virus, what does that mean? 12 and under, 15 and under, 18 and under? Is there a certain
cap limit?
Or is it just
any age?
What is it exactly? Because I missed that part.
It's the thing that we were talking about. It affects children. A 5-year-old passed away from it. Two other children passed away from it so far.
What does it do to the body for them to be passing away from it?
They haven't released too much details.
And basically, the coronavirus mutated now some way and is killing kids, but it's not the coronavirus. So it's something different, though, or is
it probably messed with the respiratory same thing? And
yeah, it does. But it's not a respiratory illness. That's what they're saying. They're saying it's an inflammatory.
So were these
they
healthy
said to
kids
look
or
for
unhealthy?
symptoms. They said to look for symptoms like different color lips, different color hands, like chest
blood
pains
circulation.
that they can express. I don't want to misquote them, but we literally just talked about it. Let me plug this in.
Well, different color lips and stuff, that's usually blood circulation. Blood's not getting to where it needs to go.
So is this affecting healthy people then? The healthy kids or just unhealthy kids? Like
Absolutely healthy kids, because there has been no cases with out of those 3 cases, what they have confirmed is that nobody has had underlying health conditions that has died.
And this is just in New York, you're saying? Or is this
just in New York? This has not hit any other state yet. The CDC is looking to us for information about it.
That's fucking weird, man.
Yeah. There's
And they don't know how this has happened, or they do know that.
No.
I guess they haven't figured that out.
They have not figured it out. They are figuring it out as they go along. They are checking out the tests to see.
Swelling of hands and feet, red eyes, swelling neck glands, rash and other symptoms.
You looked up the symptoms?
Decryptive, put it in chat.
Okay.
So do you think this is legit, or do you think this is just them trying to do more fear bullshit and kind of?
I absolutely think it's legit. All right, we have I have this Netflix thing loaded up. I'm honestly gonna sit back and just for the sake of this, there's a few things in this documentary that they just released on Netflix. It's called Coronavirus Explained. Now, for the sake of just me not getting a strike on the channel, not being able to stream, we're not gonna play the entire thing. I'm not gonna play even a lot of it. I'm just gonna play one of these parts where they're gonna explain this whole process of the vaccination and how it works. I don't even know if I can actually. Now that I think about it, I don't want. I definitely don't want to risk getting the strike. But I know and assume that everybody here has Netflix, correct? And if you don't have Netflix, we could do a private stream where I could do it.
I don't have Netflix.
Who doesn't have it? I'll give you my password. There's a Coronavirus Explained thing. We can do this on Zoom, but I just don't want to do it live.
Okay.
I want everybody to check that out. That's gonna be the last thing that I'm gonna leave this on, because I'm actually gonna go and we're gonna hang out. I might set up for a little stream later on. But I'm just chilling tonight. That stuff that happened last night got me really freaked out. If you guys don't know what happened, somebody left some pictures of squirrels and some random shit on my window. And they said that they were watching me. And it's really freaky. It's definitely some freaked out shit that I'm dealing with. I'm not kidding. I posted a clip. I posted the clip.
Show my dad the clip.
The entire clip is on Twitter. From the moment that I realized something, because I was just chilling, and y'all seen me. I took my headset out. I was like, I heard something. I'm listening to, music or whatever, but I heard something in the background. Apparently, somebody came here and put a bunch of pictures of squirrels with writing on it, and it said, "We're watching you mess with one of us, mess with all of us," on different pictures, and says we know what you did or whatever, and these were taped to my window. I'm not kidding. I can't make this shit up. You can't script this shit.
I saw it, dude.
It's pretty impressive how much time was put into it.
Your
quite honest,
and
really.
And they taped it to the window and ran. And I heard. That's what I heard last night, was somebody running, and it sounded way too close. Like, I can tell if you're running past my house. I can tell if you're running straight past. It sounded like they ran down my steps. So that's why I was like, I got up, I went up, and then I saw the pictures there, and I showed it to everybody on stream, and I fucking ended the stream after that. Because it's weird as fuck. Now, me and fucking were discussing this before. Could be my ex. Could be my ex fucking with me, but like I can't connect certain dots there. I'll be quick to place blame on her because that makes the most sense, but I can't connect certain dots to.
Did she ever mention squirrels? Did she have a squirrel thing?
It's not about squirrels and shit.
No, but I'm just saying, why the hell did she choose squirrels?
It's just access.
Why did they choose squirrels?
She has no access to that. She has no access to print. She has no access to do any of that other shit.
Well, you said she's hanging out with your.
Well,
she chose a bunch of squirrels because it looks like her friends.
No access. So
it just
doesn't make sense.
Like
it doesn't make sense.
Well, that's what she wants you to think. Yeah.
You think it would be something, I don't know, something part of.
What the problem is fucking Steven. Steven, you're in chat, all right? And I don't mean to place a lot of crazy assumptions, but you showed up on my game with an account called I'm Watching You. And that is exactly what one of those said. So I'm going to end this off here. Guys, Morgan, Fakin, Dwayne, Dudeman, you guys can still hear me, but I muted y'all. Right? I love y'all. Thank you for fucking coming and hanging out. Chat. We're gonna do this next Monday. I really want you guys to fucking to people in Zoom, we'll hang out for a little bit after this. We'll show some shit. Chat, we'll do this next Monday. If there's anything extra important that I feel like doesn't necessarily require us to wait that long, we're gonna do another one like this sooner. But later on, I don't know, if I feel a little run down, so later on, if I feel up for it, I might do a stream. If I don't hold it against me. I haven't been getting much sleep, so I'm gonna relax, take it easy, try to not have a schedule today. All right, everybody else out there, be safe. Go do some research. Don't just take what you heard here and then let that be the end of it. Go Google a couple of things for your own information. Do some research. Figure out what your situation is in your state, how to move forward safely. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow if I don't see you guys later. All right. Until then, I love yous. Be safe. Whoever's on Twitch, I don't know how, I haven't seen any of the chats or anything. So whoever's on Twitch with me right now, we're going to go raid somebody. Go show some love to people. Shut that. Okay. Go over. We're going to go raid. We're going to go raid the homie right here. The homie. If you with me on the raid, let me. We're raiding the homie right here. Oh shit, I did that wrong. Hold on. There you go. Right? Yeah. So, we're gonna go raid the homie Nelly. Go show some love to Nelly. Like I said, if I'm not back later on, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace out, stay safe, and much love.